Well, I'm talking to Tim Baker, Minister for Infrastructure. We've done one on the promenade, but we've got some probably a good news one to do at the same time. This is about the Heritage Trail and also reconstruction of bridges that long since gone. Tell us what's exactly happened.
Okay, so I think most people will be very familiar with the Heritage Trail from Douglas to Peel, which has been developed over the past year or so, and now is a really well used.
This is the old railway line as such, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And I've used it on my bike because I've gotten to bikes recently, and besides it still being finished, I think it's amazing. I mean, I think the usage as well is looking good.
It's tremendous. I was actually out there this morning just looking at what we'd done and looking at what we're intending to do in the next phase of the project, which is St John's to Kirkmichael.
Let's do that in a second. Let's just deal with the Heritage Trail.
Yeah, and it was incredible the number of people we saw there. Real cross section of the community. There was horse riders, there was walkers, there was cyclists, there was families, there was people just exercising and chatting. There was parents out with the kids, and I understand yesterday there was a lady in excess of 90 on an electric bike, which I just think is absolutely tremendous.
I've got an electric bike, but I have to say you don't need it for that because it's pretty smooth the whole way.
It is, yeah.
And now you don't have to go back to the main road for any section. There's just that bit of crazy paving that got a few people going, didn't they?
So this I presume you mean the
the very nicely done heritage look to it.
Yeah, across the road just south of Ballacrane.
I guess you can't win. I'm not sure to be on your side here, but yeah, you do something and you're going to be done whatever.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's. Yeah, what are we trying to do there? We're trying to emphasise that there is an informal crossing, so it's not a zebra or anything like that, but that to make motorists aware that there are going to be people travelling. I
suppose you could have put a crossing in. You did one on Douglas at the Quarter Bridge, didn't you? There's one.
Yeah, I mean that's a formal crossing, and that's been very well received because it connects the two parts of the trail. But at St John's, it was felt that an informal crossing, just with some road markings, and somebody's been creative. They come up with a Celtic design. I quite like it. I like a bit of innovation.
It's like the shock of the new. Don't worry, the shock of the new. Listen, let's talk about this major excitement because to expand this even further and to go back and put bridges in. Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah, absolutely it is. So the next phase is to go from St John's to Kirkmichael, and that's part of a longer term vision to effectively go all the way back to Ramsey.
Wow.
And restore the whole of the track. The proposition in St John's to Peel, St John's to Kirkmichael, is to do a scheme that's appropriate for that area, very sensitive to the wildlife and the landscape. But the big news in it is the reinstatement of the bridges.
This is millions of pounds worth.
Well, it's 1.3 million is a scheme.
Where do you find the money in these times?
So it was through the budget in February. It's gone through all the Treasury challenge. Personally, I think in time it'll be looked back on as being a very modest investment for what we're going to get, because I think we're creating something here that's going to have real longevity, and it's really going to attract not just good use from residents, but actually visitors as well. But the key thing with this particular aspect of the trail is the three bridges. So Glenwillan and Glenmore, both in the Kirkmichael area, are effectively having the track reinstated using existing viaducts, and we're also crossing the Peel to Douglas Road to the west of St John's and putting the bridge in over there as well.
Where did this come from? Has this been sitting around for some time and I missed it, or have you just come up with this idea?
No. It was a bid in the budget, so it'll have gone in about this time last year with a business case, and
Mr. Cannon signs it off, does he, on this?
It went through the complete Treasury process, so the scrutiny from all the Treasury members and obviously Minister Cannon in formulating his final budget. And
when will this be finished?
When will it be finished?
I mean, this section, I know you want to go on to Ramsey, but this next section.
So we're looking at being on site in autumn, and it's probably around about a 12-month.
Is it a winter work sort of project then for you?
It's a project that stands on its own merit as a significant project, but it's one that can be done over the autumn and winter. Obviously, we need to be sensitive about the timing of where we do the work. I mean, obviously the Glenwillan, for example, viaduct. To install the bridge there, you've got a very vibrant campsite there, so we just need to work collaboratively to work out the right timings for those sort of things.
Will it open sections, or what's the plan?
To be honest, that's a level of detail that I've not got into, but I think realistically it probably will be possible to open up in sections. I mean, clearly putting the bridges in is pretty fundamental to the whole route, and we'll have to time that appropriately. But that's into the detailed planning and working with whoever is appointed as the contractor to deliver this scheme. And
have you got rid of MUA now yet, by the way?
No, I'm still chair of Manx Utilities.
You should be moving that out to someone else, shouldn't you, soon?
There's an argument that I should, because obviously it's a significant role in its own right, and clearly my personal workload is relatively high. However, I've been keen to continue with some of the things that I started in the very early days. So myself and Peter Greenhill, MLC, who went in as deputy chair, we felt as though we'd done some quite important stuff in the early weeks of our appointment, and we really want to carry that on. And there's a lot going on in MUA.
Well, this news about you can put PV on the roof, solar panels now without permissions, and ground pumps, that's quite interesting for a lot of people now.
Yeah,
does that affect you though at the end of the day?
Well, there's a big climate change piece linked to Manx Utilities.
That means less money for you, though, doesn't it?
Well, it does, but we've got to take the bigger picture here.
Right.
At the end of the day, Manx Utilities is part of the public service on the Isle of Man. We've got to do the right thing for the island. There's a prior information notice about to come out in the next few days around renewable energy generation, which is linked to the commitments in the climate change report, Professor Curran's work. So Manx Utilities is integral to that, working with colleagues across other parts of government. So there's obviously some challenges as well in other areas of Manx Utilities. Obviously we had the drought, which we had to respond to, and
the wettest July on record.
Yeah, absolutely, but from a Manx Utilities point of view, that was exactly what we needed.
Could you really?
And we've got the challenges around the sewage as well.